This video is October 2019's Patron's Pick, so if you're interested in voting in the next one, head over to my Patreon and the link in the description down below. Pokemon, Kaiju, Dragon Ball, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hey there collectors, it's Steven here, and I have another Dragon Ball review for you. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Tien, Shinhan, and Yamcha custom head sculpt and replacement hair and clothes set by Demoniacal Fit Possessed Horse, whatever company you're going to want to call it, which is actually pretty fitting because there's a whole bunch of rumors going on right now that this company is shut down by Bandai, but there's no real proof to it. But anyway, SH Figuarts Yamcha, SH Figuarts Tien, they now have extra accessories made by a third-party company, and it's actually going to be the first release, I believe, for it. So let's take a look to see whether or not these option parts are worth adding into your collection. First, we'll go ahead and take a look at Tien because he's going to get the least amount of accessories in this set. He's going to come with the half shirt, the somewhat robe thing. Yeah, the part that he's got a shirt that only covers up one shoulder. So this is pretty iconic specifically to the Cell Saga when he's going up in the air and he's shooting off the tri-beam, and it's pretty neat. So if you're looking to maybe not purchase a second Tien, if Bandai ever decides to get around to making that specific version of Tien, this set will let you swap between the two. Quality control is okay. The paint is relatively thick, and there are a couple of bubbles here and there, but to be honest, it is just fine for the price point of about $30. Now, I do have to give you a word of warning here. Be careful swapping this part on and off. Reason being is that people have broken the waist joint. So heat it up, pop it off, slip the piece on, then use heat on the socket to pop it back in safely. Yes, people have bought a $30 accessory set and broke a nearly $70 at MSRP anyway figure doing so. Now we'll move on over to Yamcha, and he's going to get two different head sculpts. He's going to get one that has short, spiky hair, very reminiscent of Gohan in the end of Dragon Ball Z and in Super, and then he's going to come with another long hair sculpt, but it's going to be relatively shorter. So we're going to have a couple other appearances here for Yamcha. Definitely going to be worth it to maybe buy extra Yamcha bodies, so this way you can display everything, but at the same time, just get one and swap it out. But it's going to be relatively difficult to do that, I find, because it's kind of a pain. So in this set, we get two extra neck joints, which is just going to be the normal neck joint that we get with Yamcha, but it's going to be black plastic. And I do find that the joints don't really fit too well. It's rather loose, the peg going into the neck, and then there's a hinge that is rather loose that connects the neck peg and the ball joint. So you're going to need to use some heat to first and foremost remove the normal peg, and then you're going to have to use more heat to get this seated into the neck and into the actual replacement head sculpt, and it's going to probably pop off a time or two. You're going to have to work with it, but trust me, once you get it in, it's smooth sailing from there. Use heat, it's your best friend. Now for the spiky hair sculpt, we actually get two face plates to go along with it. We're going to get a neutral faceplate and a sort of gritting teeth faceplate. That is because the head sculpt uses different holes in it, and it's not modified from the normal Yamcha head sculpt that we get with the actual SH Figuarts. So we're going to get two unique face sculpts here. And no, those red eyes are not edited by me. Then we do have the longer hair head sculpt, which honestly, from about the front of it and the majority of the shape of the head, it's just modified from the actual legitimate SH Figuarts Yamcha. The rest of the hair from the middle point back, that's all brand new, and we actually do have a point of articulation so we can spin the braided portion of the hair around. Now for the faceplates here, they're all going to use the normal Yamcha faceplates. We didn't get any extra here, which further solidifies the fact they modified the original head sculpt with new sculpt to it. Yeah. Anyway, here's what they all look like with this new head sculpt. Do keep in mind that the faceplates don't really fit in perfectly, so you are going to have to wiggle them around a little bit to get them to work. All in all, though, these two new head sculpts are pretty cool. They are a glossier black than the default matte head sculpt, so just keep that in mind for display purposes. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Being the first released from this company, which people are fighting about if they're still in existence, it is actually pretty dang good and did set the way for other releases. The only real concern is that the paint for the new Yamcha head sculpts, specifically the faceplates on the spiky hair, it is kind of a little hit or miss. Quality control could be upped a bit. There's also one extra flake of paint that got stuck to the long hair sculpt for Yamcha, but not a big deal. You can I remove that, no problem. $30, well spent. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now you've heard a lot from me, I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for STR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand-selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand-selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.